He's Jeff King. I'm Andy Erickson. This is not another shooting show. We go to Chicago, Illinois, where a Chicago police officer is recovering after accidentally shooting himself in the groin a couple of Wednesdays ago outside the South Chicago District Station.
Don't do that.
Police said the 22-year-old officer was off duty and walking through the parking lot of the station when the gun in his waistband discharged, striking him in the groin.
Let's go. He was 100% Mexican carrying this.
The officer was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center in good condition. Police did not specify if the officer was on his way to work or leaving his shift at the time.
Either way, he stuck a gun in his pants and it went off.
Well, we're assuming that it could have been in a holster.
Okay, how many guns? Or it could be a P320.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. But that, they just wasn't. It was Chicago that they. Yeah, it was Chicago PD got rid of him, or a judge said they had to get rid of him, or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, something like that. Okay.
What's silly is even with all this controversy going on around the P320, the fucking Swiss Army just adopted it.
It is a Swiss gun. Well, sort of.
6 Hour is not Swiss anymore. The American 6 Hour is not the Swedish, the Swiss 6 Hour. Sorry, slip there. But it's remarkable.
The Swedish? I'm Swedish.
The Swedish, with their meatballs. It's remarkable.
We had Swedish meatballs for Thanksgiving at my mom's. They were fucking great.
Nice. That does sound delicious. But it's remarkable how much bad publicity can be going on, and someone will still go, "Yep, this is fine. I'm 100% going with this." You're like, okay, there's a dozen other guns that are of equal quality. Didn't the Gen 6 Glock, doesn't it have a chassis system?
Yes, we forgot to mention that in the last episode. It does have a they don't get into that in the I heard that on I think I heard Steger talk about it. He totally clickbaited me into watching what's going on in Glock. There's Strife at Glock, and it was just like it was 100% speculation. I'm like, oh, I thought he fucking actually knew something. God damn it. Hate it when that happens. But yeah, I guess it's a chassis system. It's basically like grip modules, and so this is where the fact that they've got palm swell now. Well, yeah, it still comes with back straps, but it sounds like there could be grip modules down the road. I don't know. I always thought I don't really care for the VP9, but the thing I always thought was cool about it was you could actually palm swell that because it came with all these pieces to make it fatter too. Yep. The only problem with the VP9 grip is that it's also slippery as hell. You could custom fit it, but then you got to wrap it in skateboard tape or something so you can actually hang on to it because otherwise it's like hanging onto a wet banana. But yeah. No, I believe you are correct if what I heard on the YouTube is correct about the Gen 6 Glock.
So Swiss, all you had to do was go like 2 countries over and you could have been like, knock, 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 Glockenspiel. Like, let's go, boys.
Mm-hmm. I don't know the geography of Europe that well. I know where France is and I know where Germany is. But then I'm like, does Germany have a coast?
Oh, wait, no. I was wrong. So Germany does have a coast, and it's north.
It is a north coast. Okay.
Yeah. So my brain said that Italy and Germany touch. They don't. Austria goes between the two and touches Switzerland. So they literally could have gone to the border and gone, knock, 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 motherfuckers. Like, ship us some Glockenspiels. But, yeah. No, I'm going to, one of the trips I'm going on next year, I'm going to Croatia. So I'll be right down the road.
Right down the road, Croatia. Oh, that's not where I thought it was.
Yeah. What's funny is like for Europeans,
if you're like, European listening to this, I'm sorry.
We're morons, but you also have to
But you
understand.
also don't know where the Dakotas are either. So
Well, and they also don't understand how big our countries are. So let's see, from Zagreb to what is it? Bern. Bern. Because it's 8.5 hours across my state.
well, that's because your interstate is stupid and it winds back and forth.
Well,
If you had a
yeah.
sensible interstate, it would be more like 6, like South Dakota is, because it's the same fucking width. I mean, it's slightly wider.
Yeah, so going from Zagreb to Bern, so crossing 3 countries, starting Croatia, going to Slovenia, going through either Italy or Austria, and into the other side of Switzerland, 10 hours. I'd barely make it to the other side of Colorado.
But that's also because there's a lot of mountains there. Right.
It's a 620-mile journey.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
like
460 to cross Nebraska.
yeah, but is that actually that like as the crow flies from A to B, or is that because it's in windy mountain territory?
Well, because you're crossing a bunch of stuff, they talk about tolls and stuff like that. Like according to AI, it says, but realistically, a 2-day journey. And I'm like, the fuck it is. That's 1 day and 2 bathroom stops.
I was also like when you said size, I was just curious, like how much is France bigger than South Dakota? I think it is, but I don't think by a hell of a lot.
It's definitely bigger.
Oh, it is by a hell of a lot.
Yeah, so it'd be the equivalent of South Dakota and North Dakota put together with a little bit extra for France.
But even more than that, France is 244,000 square miles. South Dakota is 77,000.
Really?
So it's a lot more land than I thought it was.
No, Google Maps view does not give these scaled properly. That's weird.
No, I left the scale and then went around the globe, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, that is quite a bit bigger than South Dakota if I held it right, and I did. This is what people come to our show for: geography without pictures.
There are a lot of funny stories of Europeans being like, "Hey, so I'm going to land in New York, and then I'm going to drive down to Florida, and then like I'll just hop over to California. That's like a week-long trip or something." You're like, no, that's not how that works.
No, I've driven from the longest road trip in one day I ever did was from Canton, South Dakota to Vancouver, Washington. 20 hours nonstop. It sucked. But so that was 20 hours driving nonstop. Montana is never ending, by the way. When you think you're done with Montana, you're not done with Montana. You're just not. I can't imagine driving across Texas. Like the far, I don't know if they call it a panhandle. The panhandle's in the west. But, from the far east end of Texas to the far west end of Texas, that's got to be like a week or something like that. It just looks like it's forever. But what were we talking about that we ended up in? Oh, the Swiss adopted the P320.
Right. So they're going to have nice leg holes for
so this
Swiss
segment
chocolate.
is the equivalent of a P320. And on that note, Jeff's got some spicy shit to say in this episode. I got a new gun. It's on its way. I don't have it yet, but it's exciting. You're going to want to know what I got. You really are. You'll know in a couple of weeks when I talk about it after I get it, but it's really exciting. Also, CZ rotations that people should make. And my favorite post from our Reddit in a long time, a pro shooter guy who's washed up. That's all coming up. But if you want to hear it, patreon.com/notanothershooting show. It's only $3.57 a month. You will get all of this second episode this week. But don't go to the app if you're on Apple devices. Go directly to the website because you'll screw yourself out of money. Go to the website, patreon.com/notanothershooting show. It's only $3.57 a month.